welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you are new, thank you for clicking this video, and also do not forget to subscribe for future videos. Guys, I'm excited to do this video in particular because, as you can see by the title, this is a video on how to get involved in your community. This video has been requested by people. I've even done the polls on my Instagram to make sure to see that, hey, if there's something that someone wants to watch, because I'm trying to still put more videos out there that people do want to watch. Before I get into the video, just like a little quick update. You guys know it's my officially senior year. I'm about to graduate this May, so I just been so busy, you guys, trying to make sure everything is good as far as graduation for me, trying to make sure if you guys follow my Instagram or my Facebook, I'm in the process of trying to study abroad and get all my money together for that. And your girl keeps getting booked every week to do photos and videos and stuff. So that's where my life has been. But this is literally my downtime right now. It's 11 something at night, and I was like, I really want to do. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Do a video like this because I've been active and involved in the community for so long. I always tell people, in order to get involved in your community, you really do not have to be part of that community. In order to get involved in your community, in order to get involved into the community, you do not have to be from that community. I'm not from this area here, but I've done a lot of service and work here, so I do consider myself to be a part of the community here at my school, the community here in the city, because I've been doing so much. So I just have eight steps okay, so guys, I have 8 steps on how to get involved, so jot the stuff down if you got to, and I'll also include the steps in the description box. And as well as, this is not an order on how to go exactly step by step, which one is, you gotta do this first, you gotta do this first. No, it's just, this is everything that I know I've done in the past, and it has worked for me, and I'm hoping that it works for you. So step one is focus. Before you get involved into the community, focus on the population that you want to work with as far as the community. So do you want to work with children? Do you want to work with homeless people? Do you want to work with the food banks or anything? Or do you want to work with the animals, mental health, things and stuff like that type of nature? Or the youth? Do you want to work with high school students? So first is to pick the population that you would like to work with, or that works for you, or if you want to work with veterans. So kind of going based off experience, I know for me, the population that works for me is children, high school students, and homeless population. I seem to do that a lot more than other populations or other things. Just more so the fact that what can I say? I guess the vibe I have over there, and just, I don't know, I just feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose when I work with that particular population. So like I said, step 1, just focus on the population. Step 2, research the resources, such as let's say, for example, if you want to volunteer with homeless people, I always recommend people to go on the website, for transitional homes, or for local churches or the homeless shelter, and see if they are looking for volunteers, or maybe even call up to the place to see if they're looking for volunteers, or you can even go up to the location of the place to see if they are in need of volunteers. So as well as, for another example, if you want to volunteer with children or the school system, some schools will have it to where their volunteer tab is on the county school website. So stuff like that's to research the resources on there. Step 3, go out to the events of the organization or community, whatever that you want to start volunteering. So let's say I want to start volunteering with the city rescue mission, or let's say I want to start volunteering with Salvation Army or something, just anything. If they have events going on or anything, go out to their events, just show your face, show them who you are. Also, when you're there, you get to see the people that's over it, or the people that works for that particular company, or for the community. So you get to see what the vibe is and everything is like. Also, one thing I forgot to mention when I said focus on population, another thing if you want to focus on, like, um, I guess clothes could be another type of thing if that makes sense. It sounds weird, but if you want to volunteer, like I know some people might volunteer in like at thrift stores. I know there's a couple of thrift stores in the area that is always looking for volunteers, and it's a thrift store that helps orphanage children. So it's stuff like that. Going back from step 1, but yeah, going back on step 3, just go out to the events and just ask questions and just see how it's like, and just see what their mission statement is. Other than just checking out the website, just see what they're about. Step 4. Step 4 kind of goes along with step 3. Step 4 is actually network. When I go out and I volunteer, it's honestly a networking opportunity for me. I've actually gotten a job because I've done community service and volunteer a lot. So a lot of people who I volunteer up under, they were able to write me recommendation letters for jobs or for schools or just for anything. So doing community service can honestly help you get a job in the future as well, which I like to tell people, because it's not, oh, you're just trying to, get it for the hours, which that's not my purpose, whatever. I just do it just because. But you want to do the service just because, and it's sometimes come out better than you expected, because you might have a job at the end of the day. So just a few things that I've done in the past that I forgot to mention in the beginning. I've done, as far as my community service work, I did explain that I have experience working with children, like at the Boys and Girls Club, working with high school students at the high school, elementary school kids. What else have I'm trying to remember. I've volunteered at food banks before. I've also put on my own type of program when I want to say it was was I in high school when I did this? It was either, I want to say I was in high school when I did this, but I held like an HIV presentation for the, I was in college. I think freshman year. I can't remember how old I was, but I pretty much had like an HIV presentation for like the freshmen in high school, to kind of, get them aware of the things that is going on in our community. So I had that in Charlotte when I was younger. I forgot how old I was. Oh my gosh. I can't remember. But I use that as an example because sometimes if you not only want to volunteer with other places, if you want to put on your own community service type events, you can do that. When I did that, I had partnered with somebody else, and darn, I gave another step away. I had partnered with somebody at the time. But if another thing recently I've done as far as like my own type of community service events, I've had and I'll include the flyer in here as well so you guys can see, but I had a holiday toy drive. Me and my sister had a toy drive. This was our second year doing it, and we held a toy drive for a single mother, 4 children out here in the Charlotte community. And if you've seen my vlog from Christmas, and that goes along with what I'm talking about as of right now. And I even had a vlog the previous year before where I volunteered with a local restaurant in the Charlotte area to feed the Charlotte community. So there were just some stuff that we put amongst ourselves, but we just had help along the way. So that goes in. So if you want to, for step 5, if you want to put on your own event, but you want to seek out to other people, write a proposal or even write an email. So that's something I always recommend people to do. So, sometimes we all have that good idea that, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. First, write it out. And, if you have that 1 or 2 people that you trust, share your idea with them and see what they think about it. Or just go to somebody who has experience in what you're trying to do and seek their help. We all always have good ideas. Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. But the first thing I always ask people when they come to me like, oh, Drew, I want to do this. When I go back home, I want to do this and that. And I'm like, oh, it's a dope. That's a really good idea and stuff. And I always ask, so do you have a proposal? Have you reached out to anybody? And sometimes I get the response, no. So I always recommend people just reach out to somebody and just write a proposal. Okay. And step 6. Step 6 is a background check. I have plenty of background checks that I have gotten. Didn't necessarily have to pay for some of them. Did I pay? No, I don't remember paying for any of them. I did have to get a background check because I was working with children at the elementary schools, mostly just the school system. So when it comes to wanting to get involved in the community and stuff, if you want to work with children, I know all county schools require you to have a background check, and it's only for the child's safety, and it's only for the school protection as well, because there's just certain requirements that you have to pass in order to volunteer with someone's child under the age of 18. So that's just, if you know that you might not have a cleanest background, then I probably wouldn't recommend working with children. You can always work with a different type of population, but if you know your background is good and you got nothing bad on your name, then hey, I say go for it. And number 7, collaborate. If you want to put on your own program or community service event, collaborate with another individual. When I was telling you guys about my tour job, I collaborated with my sister. When I did the HIV community presentation for the high school students, I did that with another young lady in Charlotte as well. So that's just something I kind of like to do because sometimes it's hard to do stuff by yourself. Obviously, you can't always do it on your own. So collaborate with like another individual, or if you're in school, collaborate with another organization. When I was on Royal Court last year, when we had our Royal Court week, part of our week fell under being at the Boys and Girls Club. And for our week, we called it Slate Week, which stands for Sophisticated Leadership Amongst the Youth. And the whole purpose of our week was to do things around the campus, of course, but also to give service to the youth in our Fayetteville community. So we ended up going to the Boys and Girls Club. We had like a little mini cookout with them, and we was dancing. Everything that I'm talking about, I'm going to upload this in this video so you guys can see everything that I'm talking about. So it just shows I'm not just talk. I show you guys all these things. But that's an example of like collaborating with the organization. I enjoyed that experience with them because that was one of the things I wanted to do when I was in Royal Court, was to have service and do service. So I actually stuck by what I said I was going to do in my speeches. Like I just don't like when people say they're going to do this and they don't stick by it. So I just wanted to make sure at that time before my reign ended that I stuck by what I said I was going to do when I was in Royal Court, and I did. Yeah, that's a whole nother story, y'all. And finally, last but not least, plan ahead and be patient. If you're trying to volunteer anything under somebody, or if you're trying to put on your own type of program, you have to plan ahead and just be patient with yourself. Just be patient. Things take time. I know you probably want it right then and there by next week, but sometimes it might not happen till 3 months from now. And probably not even 3 months from now, probably not even just a month from now. But things like that, it just really takes patience and planning and, just trying to make sure everything is organized. So yeah, so I hope this video helps somebody who wants to get involved in the community. I didn't want to keep this video really long because it's really late and I have an 8 o'clock class in the morning. But if you guys have any questions or anything, please leave them in the description box below. I really hope that helps somebody, and I'll include my social media stuff just in case you want to ask me on social media on how to get involved in everything. But other than that, like I said, this is getting involved in your community. I hope this video encourages some people to want to get involved in. When you're doing service, you guys, don't do it because you need the hours, just because you need the hours just to do something. Actually do the service for the people. When I learned, before I was doing the service, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was a little selfish. I'm still a little selfish now, but I was really selfish, kind of like in high school. And when I was told I had to do community service, I was like, what? I never liked the idea of doing it until I actually started doing. I saw the impact I was making on other people and other people's and children as well. It kind of opened my mind and my heart a lot more, and it just kind of, I don't know, it humbled me. It made me realize some things I might have missed growing up, or also reminded me of some of the things I had growing up as a child. Or it also showed me, like, Jill, stop complaining about this and that because someone is sleeping outside on the street and it's cold. We're still in winter. So it just really showed me a different outlook, a different aspect of things. So I commit myself now. I commit myself to volunteering 3 times a week now. So I mentor high school students that attend like an alternative school for students who are like ages 18, 19, and 20 that's still in high school and that kind of had a hard time getting out of high school at 17. So I mentor and talk to high school students like that. I also mentor elementary student out here in North Carolina, and I just really enjoy doing stuff like that. Like, I don't have to get paid for committing my time to want to talk to someone and just hang out with them, because sometimes we all need a mentor. We all need to find a way and get involved. So that's just stuff that I do on my time. So you guys see, like, I'm always busy, I'm always running around, but After this video, I just really hope that either, you know, you decide to go volunteer or you share this video with somebody that has questions about, hey, so how can I get involved and stuff like that. So like I said, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. And yeah, I'm about to go to bed. And I will see you guys in the next video. So yeah, bye.
How many votes did you get?
Hey, Warrior Court Sophie.
Oh, you're so